Hey guys, my friend channel, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be looking at the works of one of the greatest philosophers of all time. Today we are going to be taking a look at Aristotle's work on rhetoric. Now, what is rhetoric? Now, rhetoric is the art of persuasion. Now, Aristotle set out around 2300 years ago to find the best modes or methods of persuasion. There are three modes of persuasion. The first one is logos, second is ethos, and the third is pathos. The modes of persuasions are also referred to as artistic proofs. Now, the first one is ethos. Now, what is ethos? Ethos is a mode of persuasion based off of the speaker's credibility. Now, ethos is the basic principle behind the reason that advertisements with celebrities work better than advertisements without celebrities. And the second one is pathos. Now, pathos is as a mode of persuasion based off of emotions or feelings. Speakers use pathos to invoke sympathy. Now, pathos is a very effective method of persuasion due to human nature. Now, the third is logos. Now, logos is the mode of persuasion that employs logic or facts. The logos can be also used to deceive an audience through false information. Logos is very effective because of the brain's tendency to believe facts that are presented in an enticing way. Aristotle wrote a whole book on this topic titled A Treatise on Rhetoric. You can read ebooks online of that book. Now, we have to take a step back and ask the question, why is persuasion, why is rhetoric important? Persuasion is important to get supporters for a good idea. Persuasion is also important for getting your opinion or your voice heard. You need to build trust and get someone mentally invested in an idea proposal. You have to use persuasion. By using ethos, pathos, and logos in harmony, we can convince someone that something is a good idea. These principles are used by both politicians and activists to properly convince someone to root for their cause. Now, rhetoric is a very powerful weapon and it can be used for good or bad, as I previously mentioned. Now, let's take a closer look at one of the most famous speeches of all time. It is I Have a Dream by Martin Luther King Jr. And now this speech is perfect because it uses ethos, pathos, and logos in a beautiful way. Now, in one of the most iconic lines, Dr. King uses ethos. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin but by the content of their character. In this line, he builds up his credibility and trust and resonance with the audience as a man of their own kind. He uses pathos in these lines. 50 years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree is a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end a long night of captivity. In these lines, he states how Negroes are not free almost 100 years later. He highlights the injustice that has not been fixed for a long time. He uses logos in these parts of the speech. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people, for many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. Their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. Though this line has a lot of emotion, Dr. King also states the fact that there are a lot of white people that support the movement, and there are also a lot of people in the audience. He also gives people hope by stating the fact that white people have also started to turn around. Now, we have seen what is ethos, pathos, and logos, and we have also seen the modes of persuasion and rhetoric and Aristotle's rhetoric. And I hope you guys learned something from this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to hit that like button. Please be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.